The BBC did a documentary about Biafra titled Surviving Biafra. It was a 1 hour plus video, and I sat down and watched this 1 hour plus video. A lot of things went wrong, especially at the beginning. What is the plan of BBC? Do they want to change the narrative? Do they want to rewrite history? Because they presented the whole matter as though Biafrans were the aggressors. That was the presentation they gave in that particular video.
Biafra was on the eastern side of River Niger, and Nigeria was on the western side of the River Niger. So I volunteered to go and guard the bridge and became the commander of the garrison at Asaba on the 8th of August 1967. I got information that Biafra was going to cross. I was in my bedroom at Asaba. Exactly 10 o'clock as my informant told me, they knocked at my door. I was already expecting them. I had my grenades and I had my submachine gun. And then when they said they're looking for commander, I said, Commander, no day. That means I wasn't home. Then somebody said, that's his voice. They opened fire. It was a glass door, and they shattered the glass. And I opened my grenade. I locked my grenade through the shattered glass. And one of them said, Chineke. Chineke means, oh God. When an Igbo man says Chineke, he must have had it. Luckily, because they punched together, they killed them. The Biafran troops took the Nigerian army by surprise. Within 24 hours, they had captured over 100 miles. They had the River Niger. They had the Atlantic Ocean. They had escalated the war. The Nigerian army suddenly woke up to say, well, look, these people will get to Lagos in another week. They started blowing the bridges. And that enabled the federal troops to get organized for the counterattack.
Now, I want to ask, are the Biafran people evil in nature that they just sit down and just want to attack you? It is not possible. Something happened. These people missed the first coup. They missed the counter coup. They missed all the efforts Biafran made towards peace. They missed the killings of Biafran in the north. Because the first coup happened, the Igbo officers and politicians were not killed during that first coup. And the north was annoyed that Igbo politicians were able to evade that. And they did a counter coup. The counter coup, they targeted Igbos and they killed a lot of Igbos, where they removed Aguiyi and placed Gowon. After that, it did not stop there. They now went further to kill every Igbo man in the northern Nigeria. That made a lot of Igbos to run back to the Biafra territory. And then Ojukwu started, liaising with the Nigerian government to see how to end this. They were discussing about peace, how to bring back peace. And that discussion led them to Aburi in Ghana, where they had that Aburi Accord. It was an agreement. And Gowon came back and reneged on that agreement. Look at my former video about what Gowon said. You are going to see everything that you need to see. And then these people just went ahead to say that Igbos, had the first shot. Igbos did not take the first shot. They took a defensive cover to protect their land after they declared Biafra. It was the Nigerian government that took the first shot. So what is the intention of BBC? Are they trying to rewrite history? Are they trying to change the narrative? Are they trying to confuse the younger generations who are coming up? What was their intention? And if you look at the battle, everything is all about oil, because the intention of the Biafrans was to protect their land, but the Nigerian intention was to find ways to enter Port Harcourt and do what? And take over the oil that was found in Port Harcourt.
Ojukwu said there is no power in Black Africa that could defeat them. That made us to panic. Soldiers were dying. The Biafrans knew our tactics. They knew where we were going to go. And after 6 months, we realized we had to change the plan.
Biafrans admit it is an oil war, at least in part. They know their country sits above what may be the richest oil reservoir in the world. And it is the oil, plus the ingenuity of the evil, that has kept Biafra running. In refineries, backyard stills like this, small, crude, hidden away in the bush, Biafra produces enough fuel to keep the army and the civilian population on necessary wheels.
Their intention was oil. And up to today, it has remained oil. It has remained oil. What is wrong with us in this country? They went further to expose certain things that happened within that war. Remember that a lot of persons have reported that the Nigerian government disguised like Biafran soldiers and entered into some of the minority communities and caused mayhem. And the people in those minority communities believed that it was the Biafran soldiers that came and attacked them. And so they had animosity for Biafrans.
My mother's village is an island surrounded by water. We use canoe to go to places. We are from a minority tribe. That is Efik. That's the name of our tribe. I grew up with my grandmother. She used to take me to school, bring me back. I was used to sleeping with her in her room. My mother was not there. She was with my father. When the war broke out, the Biafran soldiers, they came. occupied the whole village, and then they went about, burning the houses until they got to my grandmother's house. Because she was blind, she could not run. She could not escape like others. They burned her right inside her house, burned her to ashes. What came to my mind was, can I revenge? Can I revenge? I joined the army in 1968. They were calling us commando girls. That are the women, the first women to join the Nigerian army during the Civil War.
But now the woman has come out to corroborate this account that people were saying that the Nigerian government traced. Because you can't say you are from the minority tribe of Biafra and then the Biafran soldiers came, burned down your house, burned down everything, and you had to escape. It is not done. People fighting for their people cannot come and begin to kill their own people. Our eyes must be open to the truth. Lastly, what they attacked was the oil installations, and they captured the oil installations. And when they captured the oil installations, they covered the waterways, and thereby preventing food and necessary, health materials to get to Biafra. And what stopped the battle was that a lot of young ones, a lot of kids began to die because of starvation, because of a lot of illnesses. No relief materials was coming to them, and that led to a lot of persons dying, and subsequently the end of the war. Now, what does this tell you? It tells you that these people are trying to rewrite history. British government, you were the first to support Nigeria, and you are still supporting Nigeria in this company of yours that needs to be dissolved. Because Nigeria still remains a company of the British. It's a British company. If you don't know, no. Nigeria still remains a British company. And this must stop. This must stop. The truth must be told to the people. Don't do cut and join for us. Don't bring here, and trying to confuse people. No, it's not done that way. The one went ahead and did state creation just to create animosity between Biafrans. He cut out rivers where oil was found. And what was his intention while doing that? It was to create animosity so that people from that area will say, oh, we are a new state, we must rule ourselves, and then we don't want anybody to come here, and it begins to cause tension begins to build, and animosity begins to build. That is what they want to do. Divide and conquer, divide and rule. Nigeria, what is happening? British government, what is happening? Why do you people hold on so strongly to lies? Why can't you report the truth, the complete truth, and not disjointed truths? Why can't you publish the complete truths? You completely avoided Aburi Accord. You did not mention Aburi Accord at all, which was the last effort of the Biafran people to getting peace, for lasting peace. You didn't. You avoided it completely. You people have not told us your intentions.